I do apologize for the stream dropping out for a second, but we are back alive here with Sam Wetstein and Zach Wetstein side by side for the lead. I do apologize for that. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys are still here with us. I know Facebook and Twitch should still be live. I believe YouTube might still be with us as well. So just let us know if you're still here with me. All right, awesome. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate that. My OBS software decided that it wanted to crash, so I do apologize for that. But we are right back at it here with Zach Wetstein. Actually, I take that back. That's Sam Wetstein taking the lead away on the high side. So a great move from that 98 machine to take the lead. I'm not really sure what happened with the software. I do apologize, but we are right back here with you. As Sam and Zach currently lead 1-2 with Jeff Paisley sitting back in that third spot. Now Jeff Paisley jumps up to the high side. He saw the push that Tyler Rice was given earlier. And now he's trying to get himself back up to the front as well. See, Aaron Adcock third in that high lane right now. Trying to move himself to the front, but right now that low lane looks like it's starting to come at the moment. It's got the momentum with Charlie Elmore and Brandon Wallace up there as well. As Zach continues to have a little bit of a connection issue, and doesn't look like it's affecting anybody too much, but I know as a driver that can be a nuisance as they make their way through the tri-oval and down towards turn one. You see those Hoosier Racing machines, 1 and 2. Let's see if we can get a little, what I was trying to do before, with a little bit of crank it up style, as I like to call, pump up the intensity. While we were doing that, we saw a little bit of a lead change up here as Tyler Rice has now gotten to the front here with Aaron Adcock giving him the push and Jeff Paisley down on the low side. So Jeff getting around Sam, and now we've got Tyler Rice and Aaron Adcock working their way up to the front. And also look who's back here trying to make their way up to the front. Pegleg and Josh Lokovitz. Now Josh Lokovitz currently in the hard charger position, up 15 positions up into the 7th position, as he continues to make a run up to the front. Kevin Kinder says, seems this race trucks are dancing more than the first race. It does look like these guys are dancing just a little bit more. But they're able to hold on to it and have a great run. As the trucks make their way down the backstretch, you see a lot of movement towards the back here. We see not quite as tight on each other towards the back here. A little more spread out. They make their way off of turn number 4. And Tyler Rice continues to hold on to the lead as he's going to come across the line. But Jeff Paisley now is just going to barely lead that lap. Yeah, it does look like these trucks are skating around a little bit more than we saw in the first race, and that could be a little bit of, on iRacing side, it could be a little different weather here than what we had in the first race as well. The track could be a little hotter, a little bit slicker, and that would cause these trucks to move around just a little bit more. It looks like everybody's starting to get a little more single file, which usually an indication that green flag pit stops are going to be coming up pretty soon. Now Aaron Adcock looking down to the inside, trying to take the lead away from Tyler Rice as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. And Aaron Adcock is going to take the lead solely for himself as they work their way down onto the backstretch. See Josh Lunkovitz jumping up almost to the wall there, trying to peek out, get some air to the nose, keep that thing cool so he can give a big push to Tyler Rice. As Tyler Rice now gets the nose out in front of Aaron Adcock as they come down through turns 3 and 4. Josh Lokovitz, known to be the Super Speedway King, and he's showing it now as he's moved himself solidly up into the top 3. But now we've only got 4 cars up on that high side. Again, indication that some green flag pit stops might be happening pretty soon. They work their way off of turn number 4. Any takers on the pit road this time? Doesn't look like anybody's coming. As we got a photo finish at the line, but Aaron Adcock just barely leading that lap by just barely a nose. As Josh Lokovitz thought about making it 3 wide for a second, it looked like. Tucks it back in behind Tyler Rice. They've got the 5 of Brent Grunwald up on the high side with him. I'm trying to figure out who that other truck is up on the high side. Believe it is. Yes, it is. It's a 92 of Joaquin Meza. So Joaquin making a great move as here comes a bunch of trucks down on the pit road. Aaron Adcock, Charlie Elmore, Kyle Roberts, Pegleg Feltz all down on pit road as well. You see a huge number of trucks coming down on the pit road. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 trucks coming down the pit road, putting Josh Lokovitz up into the lead. It wasn't so much the high line was getting hung up to dry. It looks like just everybody was getting ready to pit. As this time will the rest of the field come down pit road. Bottom of the screen, you can see the drivers on and off of pit road, their pit road times. Here comes the rest of the field down to pit road. And everybody gets, oh, I was going to say everybody gets on clean. One car, looks like Mike Veith hit the inside wall. Josh Oswald almost lost it coming on the pit road. Oh, somebody having some issues hitting their pit road or hitting their pit stall. So Aaron Adcock is going to lead them back here to the stripe, but you can see just how stretched out the field is right now. Here comes Charlie Elmore and Tracy Passons to help out Aaron Adcock, so that's going to be huge for him. But you see all the trucks behind him just not quite as in line as these three as they make their way to the backstretch. And all the trucks have to stay down below the apron up until they reach that blue cone coming off of turn number 2. And you can see not a lot of time lost, not a lot of time gained as these guys are able to get back on track. And Josh Lokovitz on and off of pit road the best, and unfortunately that's going to really hurt him. You see Jeff Paisley and Tyler Rice hooked up, and behind them you see the 5 of Brett Grunwald with Zach Wetstein. Here comes Aaron Adcock and them boys though up on the high side, getting a little bit of a run. But we're going to see the speed difference as Josh Lokovitz is going to get absolutely eaten up by these cars coming by who are all in line behind him. Speed difference, that Josh Lokovitz is right now is doing about 170 miles an hour. The field is doing about 190. As they're going to snake around him, and hopefully he's able to latch on to Jeff Paisley here as his speed starts to increase. So you can see just how the difference one truck by itself is, as we had some 3-wide racing towards the back here. They got it to got it all figured out. It looks like Kevin Kinder said Garrett had a long pit stop. Look at this 3-wide battle down the backstretch for the lead. You've got Grunwald up on the high side, making it 3-wide. Charlie Elmore in the middle with Sam Wetstein on the bottom, and Brett making that high line work all by himself up there. You see him up to the outside of Aaron Adcock, and he's still trying to move forward, try to get alongside Zach Wetstein. They make their way through the tri-oval. They're still 3-wide. Something we did not see in the first race was any 3-wide race, and now we've got it here. And Brett's hoping that somebody would go with him here up on that high side, but it doesn't look like anybody wants to jump up there just yet. But he's able to stay up there, and he's making that high lane work. Kevin Kinder said Garrett had a long pit stop. He did. Garrett currently running back in the 25th position. And he is about, looks like about 20 seconds back behind the field here. But with this 3-wide racing, anything can happen. As Brett's able to stay right there, up alongside Charlie Elmore. Doing a good job on that high lane. As we have just 24 laps to go here at Daytona. They're still 3-wide here in the middle of the pack. Zach Wetstein, Jeff Paisley continue to go for the lead here. As now that 5 machine starting to fall back. He's going to tuck down in front of Josh Oswald. We're going to bring it back to 2-wide racing. With Zach Wetstein and Aaron Adcock working together. Up on that high lane. Are they going to be able to work together well enough to get around Jeff Paisley here? As Aaron Adcock trying to do everything he can to move forward with Zach Wetstein. And Josh Lokovitz right now running in the 4th position, second car down on that bottom lane, is fortunate to be there because when he was out in front of that pack as much as he was in a dangerous position where he could have easily got swallowed up by the field. But he was able to stay up front and not put himself in a position to lose a ton of spots. As it looks like they're working around the lap truck of Pegleg Feltz, who might have sped or something on pit road. Not sure why he's so far back, if he had to, or if he is coming back down the pit road here. No, he's going to try to hang on to the tail end of the field. So Chris Heiner trying to figure out where the exact tail end of the field here is. So we see that Alex Veith is the last truck of this pack back in 20th. Then Mike Veith is a good 7 seconds behind. He's got Chris Heiner and Davy Jones back here. And then way back in 24th and 25th, you've got Garrett Kinder and Joaquin Meza. And they are just coming into turns 1 and 2, where Zach Wetstein is coming through the tri-oval. So take a look at our track map. You can really see where everybody is out on the field. And fortunately for Kinder and Joaquin back there, they're in a little bit of trouble as Aaron Adcock now battling for the lead. Getting a big push from Charlie Elmore. And that's going to move Aaron Adcock up into the lead. Is he able to clear Zach here coming through the corner? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. And when they come across the line this time, we're going to have just 20 laps to go. Zach continues to have that little bit of a connection issue, but Charlie Elmore pushing Aaron Adcock right up to the lead, and he's going to pull down in front of Zach here. And oh, Zach gets turned from behind. And yellow flag is out. I'm not really sure what happened to Zach. That almost looked like a little bit of a connection glitch there. It's going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we take a look to see what happened to Zach. And that was a very, very interesting situation right there, as I think Zach might have, again, he was having some connection issues here. We'll take a look at it here from the blimp. We see Zach getting a big push here from the 7 of Jeff Paisley. And he almost gets into the back of Aaron Adcock. As we talked about before, you can't push the pusher. And I think the connection was just weird because he gets up into the side of Tracy Passons. But at this point, they're not wrecking. They're just sliding right here. It doesn't look like Tracy's got any damage, and then Zach's trying to hold on to it, and people are just clipping right through him. And the first car that's solid that he makes contact with, ironically, is his father, Sam. Then he comes up the track, takes out a couple other vehicles right there. But that just looks like, man, it's just a weird thing. I've never seen a truck do that before on iRacing, but looks like Zach's gone through, got himself a new truck. Back out on track using his one reset. And Aaron Adcock is going to continue to lead. See what we got out there in the chat land here. Man, these guys racing hard and making awesome laps. Yeah, Ratchet, they were making some great laps until then. Eddie's talking about the net code, and Kerner Church said, "Dang it, I was close. I said lap 42." Kolb says these servers tonight. He was stuck. Yeah, Ratchet. Sometimes if the server doesn't know where the driver is, it'll make his truck a ghost just to avoid incidents like that. Unfortunately for Sam being the first truck that was solid that made contact with Zach there. So after this race, next week, we'll be moving on to Michigan International Speedway, then Kansas, Bristol, and Homestead. So great variety of tracks right there. Thought I had the schedule up on my screen, but it never popped up, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, after Homestead, we moved to Iowa. Then we're going to have some dirt racing here in the trucks at Eldora, Talladega, Dover, one of my favorite tracks, Watkins Glen, Darlington, Worldwide Tech, Gateway Speedway. And then we start the playoffs. And the playoffs will be Richmond, New Hampshire, Pocono, Atlanta, Rockingham, Texas, and the finale at Phoenix. So looking for a great season. A little bit of different things we don't normally see. We're going to have a road course and some dirt thrown in there. So looking forward to that this season. Kernan Church says it's only going to get crazier now that the back half is back up to the pack. So I feel there's going to be more of these, and I agree, especially when you got guys back there who are used to running up front. Guys like Zach Wetstein, who's going to be restarting in 27th. Logan Sturgeon running back at 21st. Garrett Kinder in 20th. Chris Heiner back in 20th. So you got a couple drivers back there who want to get themselves up to the front, or even guys in the middle of the field right now. Sam Wetstein sitting in 12th. Kyle Roberts in 13th. So here we go. Lights are off. We're re-racked, restacked. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flag is back in the air. We got 16 laps to go as they cross the line. And a great start from Aaron Adcock, as he's going to be able to choose which lane he wants to go with. It looks like he's going to stay right there on the bottom with Jeff Paisley, as Charlie Elmore is working that high side with a great push from Josh Lokovich. You see Tracy Passons down on the bottom, who was inside of Zach's truck earlier. Doesn't look like he's got any damage to that truck, so he's able to stay right where he's at. He's continuing to march forward on that bottom lane. Oh, one truck way out of shape in the back. We got one around. It looks like it is... Oh, we got the one up on its roof. It's at the 11 back here as well. That's Gary Wright, who I believe was the first truck to get loose. And that's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we take a look to see what happened here. And it looks like it starts with the 11 of Gary Wright. So we'll take a look here from the blimp. Oop, that's not the right button. Take a look here from the blimp. And yeah, you see he's way off the pace, gets run into from behind from the 88 of Charles Stevens Jr. That gets that truck way out of shape. And as he's tank slapping it and trying to hold on to it, he comes back down into traffic, and everyone's just nowhere to go. The 51 of Alex Veith gets into the back of him, sends him down the track, and that stacks everybody behind. And you see the 9 of Mike Veith getting involved. We see the 1 truck of Christopher Heiner going up and over on his roof. See Chuck Pegleg Feltz involved. Oh, Zach Wetstein involved again. That's going to end Zach's night. He only had 1 reset. We see another truck down there, a purple truck. That's the 10 of Dave Jones involved as well. And fortunate for a couple of these drivers involved in multiple wrecks tonight. Also, the 78 of Cody Bohm involved as well. So Charlie Elmore is going to take over the lead. And Josh Lokovich is going to be second. Aaron Adcock is going to be back in third. And I'm curious, it looks like Zach Wetstein may have retired for the night. Pegleg back out on track after using his reset. It's going through the field there, so Charlie Gates says T. Rice going to win it. Ratch Miller says just depends on which line the train is in. And right now, a bunch of good trucks tore up and towards the back. And let's take a look here. Jim McClendon looks like his night is going to be done. Cody Bohm, though, able to get out there back on track with a clean truck. Mike Veith as well. Again, Mike Veith, it's going to be his last race for a little bit as he's going to have some knee surgery. So best of luck to Mike after having that done. Hopefully we see you have a speedy recovery and you're back here on track very, very soon. Alex Veith able to get his truck reset and renewed. Christopher Heiner after taking that wild ride up on his roof. I see Davy Jones getting his truck all cleaned up as well. So it looks like most of these guys are able to reset their trucks. Spencer Gay's truck does have a little bit of damage to it. But it doesn't look like it's enough to really slow that truck down. So we'll see if he's able to hold on back here. We see Garrett Kinder up into the 16th position. An opportunity to move himself forward as it's coming down to what I like to call go time. And I'm sure we're going to start seeing some big moves being made here. Especially like with drivers like Garrett Kinder here. He's going to try to get himself up towards the front. But up front, Charlie Elmore, Josh Lokovitz, run 2. We all know Josh Lokovitz is known as the Super Speedway King. We'll have to see what he's able to do here in these closing laps, as when we take the green flag, we'll have just 12 laps to go. And depending how cautions fly, how much time that's going to be for him to move forward. As the pace trucks get ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Green flag is back in the air. We are back to racing with just 12 laps to go here at Daytona. And a great start for Lokovitz, able to stay side by side, wheel to wheel with Charlie Elmore as they come to turns 1 and 2. And Lokovitz get a little bit of help now from behind. That's a 5 of Brett Grunwald right there behind him, giving him a big shove. Aaron Adcock giving Charlie Elmore the business down on the low side. Lokovitz not able to clear Elmore as they come down the backstretch. Here comes Elmore on the bottom side, trying to retake the lead away. with Aaron Adcock in tow. As they come through the short chute to the tri-oval. And Charlie Elmore is going to easily lead this lap. But here comes Lokovic using a little bit of that side draft, trying to slow that bottom lane down to pull himself to the front. It just doesn't look like anybody's able to get anything going towards the middle part of this pack as Charlie Elmore continues the battle side by side with Josh Lokovitz. Oh, some contact there between the 20 and the 79. A little door rubbing. Here comes Aaron Adcock trying to do the same thing. Push that 79 up the track. As Charlie Elmore comes across the line. We have just 10 laps to go to settle it here at Daytona. Who's going to win it? Will it be one of these front two drivers, or could it be a surprise coming from the back? Side-by-side action still here through the corner. Josh Lokovitz really using that side draft, really pinching down that low line, trying to take their momentum away as they come down the backstretch. Here comes Jeff Paisley up into the back bumper of Aaron Adcock. Now we saw Paisley push Zach Wetstein earlier when Zach was pushing the truck in front of him. We'll see if Paisley has learned from that or if he's going to continue to push as hard as he can. With just 9 laps to go, the field is still 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back. Surprising we're not seeing any 3-wide racing yet. Brandon Wallace up on that high side, starting to come back towards the front. Currently running in the 8th spot. He's trying to make his way back as he can as these trucks really snake their way down the backstretch. Everybody giving each other a lot of room down the backstretch as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. As it's a bit of a finesse game here because you want to push that truck in front of you the best you can. But you want to push that truck in front of you. You don't want to hit that truck in front of you. Because if you can roll up to the bumper and push the truck, you're going to go a lot faster than just hitting the truck. And sorry to bring up open wounds, but you know, we saw in the first race where there was a bad bump in the corner as opposed to a push in the corner that set Jonah Kober around. Now we see Charlie Elmore getting the great push again from Aaron Adcock. And that's what you want. You want that push. And if you're connected and you're right there on that bumper like Aaron Adcock is right now, you can stay there right through the corner as long as you don't slam, as long as you don't hit, as long as it's gentle and finesseful. Finesseful a word? It sure is now. Then you can move that truck in front of you forward as we come across the line just 7 laps to go now. As Josh Lokovitz now going to take over the lead, but just by a nose as they make their way down through turns 1 and 2. The field still side by side, but the bottom lane starting to break up a little bit behind Tracy Passons as that high lane is really starting to make something happen now. See Garrett Kinder up on that high lane starting to move forward. Kinder up into the 15th position up on that high side. Let's see what he can do. As Jonah Cobart says, kill the 99. Come across the line, we got just 6 laps to go. And again, side by side for the lead. He was a photo finish there at the line, but Charlie Elmore was just barely above, or just barely in front of Josh Lokovitz by .003. Saw one truck, it looked like Ken Farmer get out of shape and get pushed up the track just a little bit. That breaks up that high lane. And that allows, you see Josh Oswald down on that bottom lane starting to make something happen. That bottom lane starting to get formed up, and that's going to give the momentum push back to Charlie Elmore up at the front. We see Farmer now getting it under control, but running a little bit higher lane as we see that yellow truck right there. That's the 35 of Kyle Roberts. Was thinking about making it 3 wide for a second. Tucks back in line, though. 5 laps to go here at Daytona. Up front, we still see the battle between Charlie Elmore, Josh Lukovitz. Oh, some contact. Lukovitz up into the wall. He gets turned. He turns around. Oh, my goodness. It's the big one here on the backstretch. 30, almost all the cars involved as they are still wrecking behind. Sam Wetstein involved. Mike Veith, Brett Grunwald, Dave Jones, Alex Veith, Joaquin Meza involved in that one. Garrett Kinder has a little bit of damage, I think, to that truck. It's going to bring up our Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind to see what exactly happened as that mayhem ensued on the backstretch. So as we bring it back here, we're going to jump up. Oh, not that one. We want the blimp here. And jump back up into the blimp here. We're going to see the contact between Charlie Elmore and Josh Lukovitz. Josh Lukovitz gets pushed up the track, hits the wall, comes down into the 5 of Brett Grunwald. When that happens, Grunwald gets spun around. There you see Josh Smith and Tracy Passons get involved as well. The 99 of Brandon Wallace. And as Kyle Roberts was trying to check up, he gets run over from behind by Sam Wetstein. See Logan Sturgeon in the 24. Making a little bit of contact there. Dave Jones, we see Joaquin Meza get involved as well. Chris Heiner just able to sneak through as he misses the 66 of Tia Swank. And I'm not sure if Garrett Kinder actually got any damage in this. We'll let's rewind this back a little bit and we'll take a look here. See if we can find that 13 machine. Happens right in front of him. Makes a little bit of contact with the front end of Kyle Roberts, but doesn't look like enough real damage to, as the C's part right there. He threaded the needle for sure as he was able to sneak on through there. We'll wind this back a little bit. Whoops. A little bit further and let's ride along with the 10 of Dave Jones just to give you an idea of exactly what was going on here. And that's just how fast it happens here. And at that point, you're just along for the ride. So Charlie Elmore continues to lead. Aaron Adcock up in the second. Jeff Paisley in third. Brandon Wallace snuck through there. He's in fourth. Mickey Isaac. Garrett Kinder up into the sixth position. And through the magic of iRacing, we'll be able to take a look here to see exactly how much damage he might actually have to this truck. You just see the little bit of damage to the left front, or right front there. Aaron Adcock nice and clean. Jeff Paisley clean. Brandon Wallace able to survive that, get through pretty clean. Mickey Isaac a little damage to the right front as we're starting to get back to double file. We're trying to see who's got damage and who's nice and clean here. See the 10 of Dave Jones with a lot of damage to the front of that truck. Alex Veith, though, nice and clean here. Logan Sturgeon in that 24, able to get his reset along with Tracy Passons back with a clean truck as well. So a couple cars with some damage, a lot of trucks still with clean trucks here. That was a real big crash there. But here we go. We're going to have set ourselves up here for a green-white checker. As the pace truck's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flag is back out. We are back racing. Charlie Elmore with the great jump. Aaron Adcock tucks in behind. As we have just 2 laps to go here with a green-white checker. What's up, Joe? Thanks for joining here tonight. Do appreciate you tuning in as we got a great battle here up front. Charlie Elmore leads Aaron Adcock, Jeff Paisley, and Mickey Isaac trying to make a move up on the high side. Mickey, though, no help up there on the high side. Now he's got Brandon Wallace giving him the push. Here comes Garrett Kinder. Kinder's got a big push from behind from Jason Lotridge. We haven't said Jason's name at all tonight. Nor have we really said anything about Garrett Kinder, but now that bottom lane is starting to make some moves here as Kinder's trying to make him sway up towards the front, and we're coming to the white flag. If we don't have a wreck here and the white flag comes out, we cross the line. It doesn't matter. We're going to finish this race under green. White flag is in the air. Here comes Jeff Paisley up to the high side. They're wrecking behind. But still side by side between Jeff Paisley and Charlie Elmore as they come through turns 1 and 2. Can Mickey Isaac get to the back bumper of Jeff Paisley as they come off of turn number 2? Here he comes. Paisley now has the help that he needs from behind, but Elmore with the big push from Aaron Adcock. Oh, another car. It looks like that was Lokovitz. I'm sorry, not Lokovitz. Lotridge going off the track there. But here we come down through turns 3 and 4. Can Charlie Elmore hold on to it? Here comes Jeff Paisley with the run up on the high side. He's going to try to block the high side. Aaron Adcock's going to look down to the bottom here. They're going to be 3 wide across the line. Jeff Paisley to the front. Jeff Paisley's going to win as Elmore gets turned around. And all mayhem comes out at the end. But your winner tonight, as he's parked it up against the wall there, Jeff Paisley gets the win. Charlie Elmore is going to come home second. Mickey Isaac coming home third. Aaron Adcock, Brandon Wallace, Garrett Kinder rebounds to come back in sixth. Jason Lotridge, Charles Stevens Jr., Chris Heiner, and Kyle Roberts round out your top 10. And oh my goodness, what a finish. Let's go back and take a look at exactly what happened. I'm sorry, it was Logan Sturgeon that crashed on the backstretch. So if you take a look here, as we came across the line, Tracy Passons got turned around here and he got spun along with Alex Veith. And that's what happened there coming down. Then we saw Logan Sturgeon getting clipped here and spun around down the backstretch. No harm, no foul. I think he caught the inside barrier, which he did. Well, then as we came across for the checker flag, and tell you what a finish we had here. We saw Charlie Elmore try to throw the block there, but a little too late as he was not able to tuck down back in front of Aaron Adcock. And Aaron almost turned the 20, and as they came to the line, they were almost 3 wide here through the tri-oval. Mickey Isaac, though, doing what he could to try to sneak through there the win, and then you see Aaron Adcock just turning around the 20 of Charlie Elmore. You see the Jason Lotridge up into the wall as well. What a wild finish here at Daytona in the season opener. But Jeff Paisley celebrating here on the front stretch. Let's take a look as Kinder comes sliding through in typical Rebels fashion for the Demolition Derby at the end. Let's take a full look at your results as Jeff Paisley, Charlie Elmore, Mickey I. Again, I do apologize for that. My Streamlabs crashed again. I hope everybody's still with us here. But going through a top five. So top five, Jeff Paisley, Charlie Elmore, Mickey Isaac, Aaron Adcock, Brandon Wallace. Garrett Kinder comes home sixth. Jason Lottridge, Charles Stevens Jr., Chris Heiner, Kyle Roberts, Ken Farmer, Josh Lokovitz, Tyler Rice, Cody Bohm, and Joaquin Meza make up your top 15. 16 is Brett Grenwald. 17 is going to be Spencer Gay, Sam Wetstein, Josh Oswald, Gary Wright. Round out your top 20. And then Alex Veith, 21. Mike Veith, 22nd. Dave Jones, Josh Smith, Tracy Parsons rounds out 25th. Chuck Pegleg Feltz, 26. Logan Sturgeon, Jim McLennan, Tia Swank, Zach Wetstein round out your top 30. And that's all the drivers who were in the field tonight. And again, I do apologize for my Streamlabs crashing yet again. We're going to have to look into that as this before our next race. But let's bring in our third place finisher tonight, Mickey Isaac, and your post-race interviews are brought to you by Thunderstruck Super Series. Let's bring in our third place finisher, Mickey Isaac. Mickey, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing well. Great job coming home in third. You're there up toward the front at the beginning of the race. Kind of fell back for a little bit, but able to make your way back up to the front to finish third. At that wild finish, I saw you kind of try to make it three wide to do what you had to do there at the end. Do you think if you had another lap, you might have had something for him?
This depends, if someone's behind you, yeah, we could have done something, but I really wasn't even paying attention in the mirror. I just heard a wreck. I don't know if anybody was behind me or not, and I just stayed on Jeff. And I kind of knew that outside line was going to pull the inside line come across start to finish, so we'll take the third, though.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you probably weren't expecting this race to go green flag as long as it did as well, having those green flag pit stops. Did that kind of throw you for a little bit of a loop strategy-wise as well?
Yeah, it did. It was early on. There was a checkup. That's when I fell back. I had damage. I had to pit, so I came back out. Some way or another, got my light back. The caution came out, and I just started working my way up the field.
Well, doing a good job working your way back through the field, coming home in third. So congratulations with the podium here tonight. And before I let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shout-outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank the sponsors, you guys who called the race, all law enforcement guys. This is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Thanks for all your service, and just really appreciate everybody putting on this for a great show every week.
For sure, man. Well, again, congratulations. I'm sure as the season goes on, we'll talk to you again soon.
Hope so. We'll see you guys.
So that's your third place finisher, Mickey Isaac. Let's bring in our second place finisher, Charlie Elmore. Charlie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir, Josh. How you doing this afternoon?
Man, I am doing fantastic. Great run tonight, coming home second. I know it's not where you wanted to be there at the end, but man, what a wild finish there. Great showing here tonight for that 20 machine. And the strategy of the green flag stops, I was just talking to Mickey about that. Must have thrown you guys for a little bit of a loop, because I know you guys probably were not expecting that long of a green flag run either.
No, there was really some good racing tonight. Everybody kept their heads about them. We had some good racing, and the green flag stop. You're just, what do we do? What do we do? And me and my teammates, Aaron Adcock, Chuck Phelps, Tracy Parsons, we was able to get in and off the pit road pretty good and stay together. And ended up. I ain't sure where Tracy finished, but me and Aaron top 5 finishes. It's a good team day.
Yeah, for sure. And I know Tracy fell back a little bit in that last wreck there. And but no, great showing for the team for sure. And that last lap coming through to the start finish line, I saw you kind of throw a block there on Jeff Paisley. Do you, in retrospect, was that kind of not the move you wanted to make now?
That's exactly not the move I wanted to make. Now we had me and Aaron had actually talked about it. Before we had that last caution. Josh Lockovitz, he's always tough at these plate tracks, and I was clearing him, pretty good going down the straight stretch. And me and Aaron got to talking. I said, "You reckon for like this coming to the checkered, I ought to just move up and run the high line, and maybe we could get a 1-2 finish." And we kind of decided to do that, but. That's one of them learning moments. I don't know not to do that next time, but Jeff run an awesome race. He run up front all night long. Race clean. It was a. If you're going to lose, you want to lose to somebody like Jeff. But that wasn't a move. I should have. I'll know better next time.
Well, again, you can't be disappointed with a second place finish in the season opener here, and a great job here tonight for your entire team. Before I let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shout you got to give?
Oh yeah, well first of all, I got Superior Electric on the truck all year this year, and my Cup car too. That's my brother's electrical company. He's doing a little freelance in East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia for any electric work. He's the one to yell at. Intensity, you guys do an awesome job. It's a pleasure to work with you guys. Holl Sheet Metal, of course, Tennessee Broadcast, P&G Motorsports, Evil, Empire SS, Thunderstruck Super Series, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Mill Designs, BK Motorsports. Justin Miller's got my paints on my vehicles this year, done an awesome job. My teammates, man. Aaron Adcock, Tracy Parsons, Chuck Phelps over at Poe Man. Great bunch of guys to race with. Really enjoy racing with them. Even my old teammates last year at Dark Horse. Josh was up there with us. It's always a pleasure to race with him. And, the admins, Kai done an awesome job tonight. All the guys, I can't name them all, can't remember them all off the top of my head, but everybody puts this league on, does an awesome job, and just a pleasure to be here on Sunday nights, and excited for the rest of the season.
Oh, I am too. As we move on to Michigan next week, I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on there, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, Josh, appreciate you, sir. You have a good night. Thank you.
You as well. So that was your second place finisher, Charlie Elmore. Let's bring in your winner tonight, Jeff Paisley. Jeff, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I've got you.
Man, congratulations on the win tonight, making that little last second move as Charlie kind of came up to throw the big block on you, and you're able to get back around him and to take the win. Walk us through that last half a lap there as you're coming to the line.
Well, I knew I had to get off the bottom line because we were just never getting out. And so when I saw that opening, everybody kind of single filed. I jumped out, and I was thinking that the person in front of me would jump out, but he didn't. And then when Mickey Isaac got behind me, he pushed me on. We were able to get up there even enough to where when we got around turn 4, he was able to push me down to the lead till he dropped down below, and then we all spun ourselves there at the end. But that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, it was a wild finish for sure. And talk me through those green flag pit stops, because I know nobody that I've talked to so far tonight was expecting this race to go green for that long. Were you kind of expecting some green flag pit stops, or were you thinking there was going to be a couple more cautions there at the beginning?
Well, you just never know. Sometimes these goes green the whole way because everybody's being cautious and not making too many mistakes, or when they do, it's not in a position that causes a real issue. So I kind of figured we wouldn't have green flag pit stops, but I don't mind them. So I generally can pick up a little bit on the pit stops if I practiced them a lot, but I really haven't even been racing much since the end of last season. So it was trial by fire on that one. It was all trying to do it all over again.
For sure, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win tonight. Uh, Great way to start the season as we move on to Michigan. How do you like your chance at Michigan next week?
I like Michigan, so I mean, there's always a chance at those tracks. But there's so many good guys in this league. You make one mistake and they're out in front, and you can't catch them. And I'm harder on tires, so it just sort of works out on the super speedways with the tire wear not being bad. And then a place like Michigan, I can do good, but the cautions have to fall correctly, otherwise I'll burn out the tires.
For sure, man. Well, before we let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shots you got to give?
Oh, definitely. Got to thank my team, Arcadian Motorsports. You can follow us on Facebook. Butt Kicker, McConey Setup Shops, Mr. Willie P. Designs, uh, Raise Energy. You can go to therepsports.com and get a 15% discount with our code Arcadian7. But you also got to think about, the whole heating and sheet metal. Uh, there's just so many different sponsors in this. I know that Intensity Broadcasting has been with us for a long time, and we thank you for that. You do a great job, and looking forward to going back and watching over this race, see how it went.
Awesome, man. Well, then, congratulations on the win, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Take it easy, Josh.
So there you have it, your winner, Jeff Paisley. As we look through the field here, we've got Chris Heiner. Chris Heiner is going to be the winner of the Evil Empire Sim Sport Hard Charger Award tonight, and giving out the. I'm going to give it out to Zach Wetstein tonight, the Hard Luck Award, brought to you by P&J Motorsports. Zach caught up in a little bit of nothing of his doing there, having some issues there towards the end. Unfortunately, getting himself in a position where he was not able to finish the race. So tough luck to Mr. Wetstein there tonight. And we've got the Mr. Irrelevant Award we're going to give out tonight as well. As one driver, I really didn't say his name a lot tonight, but he did show up there towards the end. That's going to be the 48 of Jason Lotridge. He wasn't really somebody I said his name at all tonight until the very, very end. So making up 17 spots to come home in seventh tonight. So great job to Jason there to make his way up towards the front. So there you have it. That's going to do it here for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, thank you for joining us here tonight for the Original Rebels double header truck series. Next week, we move on to Michigan for both races, which is going to be a great race. These trucks always put on a good show at Michigan. And as always, if you're just joining us for the first time tonight, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitch at Intensity Broad 1. Follow us on, head on over to intensitybroadcasting.com. We've set up a little e-store where you can buy merchandise from your favorite sim racing leagues. Of course, Original Rebels is on there, as well as the SCSRA, the Extreme Forces Racing League, Mayhem Modified. So a bunch of our leagues over there. Check that out. You can find that at intensitybroadcasting.com. And as always, my name's Josh Holl. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night for the Extreme Forces ARCA Series. And then our Tuesday night truck doubleheader, which will be yours truly on the call for the new league that we have, the Doghouse Racing League, which will be going off at 8 Eastern, followed by the SCSRA Truck Series. So you're not going to want to miss either one of those. Again, my name is Josh Holl. Thank you for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting, as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out.